free game, yeah. I need you fellas to understand this whole channel, this whole philosophy that I bring to the table is for you to understand woman. But in order for you to understand woman, you have to understand yourself because each woman is a reflection of you. Each woman you choose to involve yourself around with is a reflection of you subconsciously because you have created that setting because you are consciousness. The crown chakra is many things, but it'll always be consciousness. Most pimps, most players, most Casanovas, you would say, men who adapted to the situations and the games that is a relationship, is that these are men who've never lied to themselves about how they feel about certain things. These are men who understand that women lie to themselves when emotional. You gotta think of it as instance as if it's a coping mechanism. Yeah, but one which is toxic enough to make it normal. So, for instance, I met this one chick and it was a couple of years ago. And I'm not gonna mention her name out of respect to her. But I always asked her the question of, when I asked her one day, I said, when you're upset, why do you have to be like a tornado? And she said, what do you mean? I said, like, why can't you control how you feel about certain situations? Because you're lying to yourself, right? She said, yes, I really, I get it. I mean, the situations that I overkill and over exaggerate because I'm playing games with myself. Did you hear what she said? She said she's playing games with herself. This is one of the finest women I ever seen. Drop dead gorgeous, lovely personality. Great. I would say she was a great person to talk to. And she just slipped out the beans because I gave her enough space to listen and let her emotional drop or trauma drop, whatever you call it. But she was expressing herself in her authenticness. And she told me that she lies to herself about how she feels. And this is why, you know, you, you can't make it a priority to solve your woman's problems. You have to be the anchor and the pillar that she needs to throw up her problems. But she's not expecting you to solve them. She's expecting you to tap in enough to understand why she reacts into certain things. Because that's what the sun is there. When the moon, being the woman, magnifies, the sun has to electrify you, the man. You gotta electrify her being, her state. Because when she's in an emotional state, she's in a low vibration. Her chakra auras are in the roots. She's in hell. She's in her sacral chakra where she's consumed herself so low that her own emotions have played games with her. And this girl told me she always lets her emotions play games with her. This not to say that she was weak or or not or not strong enough to deal it on her own, but she didn't have any man in her life to express what she had told me that day. And after that, I mean, she even texted me, hit me up, said that she felt better, felt great. We linked up a few months after that encounter, and she said that that conversation changed her life because for the first time ever, she felt like she could talk to a man. I kid you not, I didn't solve any of her problems when she came in this emotional state because I knew everything she's going through subconsciously in the mind, she's telling herself that she is these things. And women, they know this, but they fall victim to it because most of them just can't express it in a healthy, authentic manner. It's because they don't have a man, or their daddy's gone, or they just have an imagery and a vision of how they see men, and so they have canceled out that behavior pattern of expressing themselves and being vulnerable to a man, because that's what happened with this woman. She was comfortable enough to be vulnerable with me, but it's only through listening, not me saying no. Let's do this, let's do that, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Nah nah I for once tapped into my left side of the brain, I mean my right side of the brain. As a man, I know I'm left side more domineering. Scratch that. I'm more right side domineering, to be honest with you. As men, we're more right side. But if I can tap into the left side of the brain, which is the female side of the brain, I can essentially play their game and turn it against them, or help them understand that they're playing a game on themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes women train themselves by other women to play games, not only on other women and men, but mostly on themselves because it's a coping mechanism. Sometimes they've been taught to lie to themselves their whole life. That it's like now it's ingrained in their soul, man, in their consciousness. But you gotta decide, man. You have to choose whether you wanna be a victim to these emotions and allow them to lie and make you lie to yourself, or can you, as a woman, understand that if you can express and authenticate yourself with the right man, you'll feel much more free. But the choice is yours. Free game.